if it's the first time you're having to practice spirituality, what's really happening to you is you're giving yourself a chance and an opportunity for you to reprogram your mind. Because I tell you, if you having to practice spirituality and the aim is not to reprogram your mind, then it will catch upon you, because you'll come across something that's very unbelievable, and it will be hard for you to to understand it. Because most of the time what happens when people start to be spiritual and they start to practice, when they get closer to their quote unquote demons, they withdraw. Why? Because they went in it without firstly reprogramming their mind. And one of the most important thing everybody needs to do as soon as you start or begin with your spiritual practice is making sure that you reprogram the idea of fear. Because if you're gonna have fear running so deep, it doesn't matter what you've conquered. If you're having fear running so deep, because it has been a program to you ever since you were young through watching television and cartoons, and this was grooming you to have the fear. Because fear is one thing that sometimes is hard to reprogram, because you would tell somebody to do a spiritual practice, they would do it for like 1 to 3 days, and when the fear now comes in so hard, then they pull back, they withdraw. I know this because I've shared with so many people the inner child healing meditation, and I'm telling you, I remember there was this one patient that said to me, how can you do this to me? How can you give me something that puts me at a position to remember every little thing in detail that I've went through? How can you do that? The person was very sad, but I let them be. I know that the fact that they triggered the past to look into or reflecting on anything that had happened that was so bad, they're bound to come back and finally heal, And you'd ask somebody to do mirror work, they do it for like few days, and then they start to see shape-shifting themselves, and then they become scared. Because the idea of you having to reprogram yourself is making sure that out of everything you've ever learned, you reprogram the mindset of stopping the fear. Fear is not real. And once people can understand that death is not real, it does not exist, it's easy for you to overcome fear. That's how they capture everyone in this world. They know that they'll put people at a position whereby they'll be afraid to lose their lives because they're afraid to die. And that's when our fear runs so deep. If they can threaten you with your family and whatnot, you succumb to do whatever that is that they asking you to do, right? It's very, if you have not dealt with that and you're afraid to lose or to die, you have a lot of work to do. But because you're having to tap into your spiritual consciousness, what really happens when you are getting closer to connecting with your fullest potential, and happen to be that you have these powerful abilities, the entities, they come for you and they rewire your mind to be as low and start to have and feel fear. Then they conquer you, right? They conquer you. So if one thing that can make you very successful in your spiritual journey is overcoming fear, above everything, above doubt, procrastination, fear is a problem, I'm telling you. And if you get in a deeper state of your spiritual practice, you are going to be tested and forced to overcome that, because fear is a problem. It's just an illusion. I can control people through fear. You can do that as well, right? You know how far it actually can go, to start creating wars and create a different opposition that has been promised if they don't do anything in any condition they are in right now. There's gonna be like a different region that's gonna come with high advanced technology, and they'll be forced to act. And once the other opposition now becomes fearsome and succumb to whatever rule they give them, they conquer. That's what negative entities usually do to you inside of your body. The inside of you create them, you know. Ever heard when somebody, or when it is said that it's important, you have to face your demons? When you start to be spiritual, that's the first thing you have to tackle, you know. Like I'm telling you, that's one thing that makes you very strong and powerful at some point. You having to overcome your demons. If you deal with that, you know, whatever that happens along your spiritual journey succeeding, when they come, you know very well how to conquer them. So most of the time what happens, that's why I always advise people that before you go in the deeper state of your spiritual awakening, it is important for you to overcome the past. If you are able to overcome the past and traumas, pain, what is that you're scared the most, then it will never be used against you to stop your spiritual progression. Because I know so many people, they have been practicing and they have been intrigued in opening their first eye. They have been intrigued in because I get people writing to me, I want to open my first eye. You know what? If you come to me with that mentality, I won't really entertain you, because you have been intrigued to the point that you want to start something that when it unfolds, you won't be able to bear with it. You know, it should always start from the bottom, going upwards, and you overcome everything you've been scared to overcome first, so that when you reach your highest state of your mind or a deeper state of your heart, then all of these things, you've conquered them, because you reprogrammed your mind before you could ever want to attain the higher consciousness. Because there's a price to pay, not anything that is to do with having to sacrifice somebody, like someone's flesh or blood coming out. I mean, like, the price to pay is overcoming everything that you've ever went through in your life that has been so difficult for you to face and look into. Automatically that motivates you to face your demons and not to be scared of them anymore, because the demons you have inside, you are the one you have created. And not only you, and the environment around you and the people that were part of that environment, when whatever that happened affected you, it left a scar. And now when you become in a sense of reflecting on that, and you've never dealt with that, and you're so scared of it, it'll always haunt you, and you'll always fail, and automatically that thing blocks you. I'm telling you, you can meditate 6 hours a day, you will never ascend until you overcome. Like, let's say you're meditating and you're at this level, or you're at your solar plexus chakra, you're trying to reach your heart, it'll never happen. You can meditate your whole life, it'll never happen. That's a blockage, right? You happen to be successful, then you overcome, you reach your heart chakra. Now you have to go to your throat chakra, you stop there, you can't ascend. That is why most of the time it will feel like you've ascended. I'm telling you, you will know when you have ascended, right? But you just have to reprogram your mind, and yeah, this can help you, in the long run. But connect and overcome your demons, and don't be afraid.